Alrighty. Hey guys, I have here a printout version of the Unit 1 test, and I figured I would just go through each question to help you out because I won't be there. So if you have a specific section of the review assignment that you're having a hard time with, skip to that part of the video. So let's get started. What is the image point of -5, 6 after a translation? So translation is just a shift. Right 1 unit, so right is the x direction, right is +1, and up is y direction, up is +4 units. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my x value, I'm going to add 1 to it, I'm going to take my y value and add 4, and that's going to get me my answer. So -5 plus 1 is -4. 6 plus 4 is 10. And that's how we do that one. What is the image of -4, -2 after a reflection over the x-axis? So remember there's 4 different reflection rules. You have them on your little sheet. Okay. The one for the x-axis is the x value stays the same and the y value changes. So I'm going to take -4 and leave it the same. And then I'm going to take -2, and I've got the negative from the y and the negative from the 2. 2 negatives make a positive. So -4, +2. The image of the point 4, 5 after a rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. I've got my rules here in front of me, and you should too. 4, 5, 90 degrees counterclockwise. The rule looks like this. It's a -y, x. So that means if I'm starting, my normal x, y, x moves to the back. So we're going to put 4 in the back. And the 5 is going to move to the front, and it's going to change sign. So we're going to go from 4, 5 to -5, 4. Okay. The figure below is reflected over the y-axis and then rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. What are the coordinates of the image of point E after these transformations? So we did these on the notes for 1.2. It's giving you a whole figure, but the whole figure doesn't matter. You are just focusing in on the 1 point. So E starts at -9, -7. And I'm going to reflect over the y-axis. So I can do that using the picture or my rules. Reflecting over the y-axis is -x, y. So that means I'm just going to switch. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to switch the sign on the x value. So not -9. Oh yeah, -9. I'm going to go this way. -7 is my y value, but -9 is going to become +9. So E lands right here at +9, -7. And then I'm going to rotate 180 degrees. So my rule for 180 degrees is -x, y. So 9, -7, we're going to switch the signs on both of those. So +9 is going to become -9. And then -7 is going to become +7. So my point E is going to land right there at -9, +7. Okay, I think we've got 2 of these, or 3 of these. So I'm going to go a little faster now. Reflect over the x-axis. So B is currently at 4, 1. So now it's at for -1. And then we're going to translate right 3 units. So 1, 2, 3. I am at 7, -1. That would be my answer. The figure below is translated up 2 units. 1, 2. So I'm starting at -6, +1. I am now up to -6, 3. And then I'm going to reflect over the y-axis. So I'm at -6, +3. I'm going to be at +6, +3 to finish. And that would be the image of point A after I translate up to and then reflect over the y-axis. Okay, now we're on to 1.3 stuff. That's by question 7. Figure 1 and figure 2 below are similar. Which side corresponds to side JM? Correspond, remember, means to match. So even though they are different sizes, they are still the same shape. We still can match things. So I'm going to look at side J to M, and I see that this shape has been dilated, so it's been made smaller, and it's just been moved up. So U to T, Utah, would be my matching side. Okay. Figure 1 and figure 2 below are congruent, so now they're exactly the same size, same shape. Which angle corresponds to angle J? So there's angle J. I see that it is an obtuse angle, and it is in between two short sides. So I'm going to say angle N goes with angle J. Remember, corresponds just means matching. You're just taking two shapes, and if you could put them on top of each other, which letters would go on top of what? Figure 1 and figure 2 below are congruent. Which point corresponds to point S? So here's point S. This looks like a sideways trapezoid. And my S is closer to my shorter sides. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to find my shorter sides. S goes with point E. There you go. Determine if the two figures below are congruent and say why. So, are they congruent? Well, they're the same shape, but they are different sizes. So they are not congruent because a dilation was used, which is also called a non-rigid motion. And then, which angle on figure 2 corresponds to angle V? So V I see is the right angle, and G is also a right angle. So V is going to go with angle G. Let's do it one more time. Determine if the two figures below are congruent and justify why. They are, because only rigid motions were used. They are the same size. They are the same shape. And then angle U is what I'm looking for. So U is, it's almost on like a flat side, but not, you know. I think it goes with I. Now we're to triangle congruence criteria. So this is 1.4. Okay, remember our rule is don't skip. You can't skip. You can skip one thing. You can skip an angle or a side, but you can't skip two things. Like you can't skip an angle and a side in one go. For example, let's start with this side. And if I went around this way, I would say side, angle, angle, which is true. So, but in the process, I skipped an angle and a side. So, fun enough, if I went around the other way, it is still side, angle, angle, but I don't skip anything. I only skip a side, but never an angle. So because I don't skip both in one go, I'm good. Cool thing about this one though is it worked both ways, which is awesome. Okay, so the two triangles are related by side, angle, angle. So the triangles are congruent. Remember, our theorems that prove congruence are side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse leg. The ones, so these are yeses. The no's are angle, 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 and side, side, angle. Okay, Now that we have that base, let's keep going. Determine the relationship between the two triangles and whether or not they can be proven congruent. So I see a right angle, which first makes me think hypotenuse leg, but I then noticed that the hypotenuse, the longest leg, is not marked. No marking, which means it can't be hypotenuse leg. So I'm going to go back to my sides, my angles, and my sides. So two triangles are related by side, angle, side, and that is a yes, they are congruent. I'm just going to put the congruent symbol. Determine the relationship between blah, blah, blah. Okay, I see 3 corners. So the two triangles are related by angle, angle, angle. The triangles are not congruent. I mean, we can't prove it. They could be congruent, but with just the angles known, we don't know for sure. Okay, I see a right triangle, and that makes me think hypotenuse leg, and the hypotenuse is marked. So I'm gonna go hypotenuse leg. That's a yes. They are congruent. And then I'm done. Awesome. Okay. I hope this is a little helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Email me or talk to me before the test. Okay, have a great day.